It is necessary to classify all these plants and animals in order to identify and remember them. The credit for classifying plants goes to the scientist Carolus Linnaeus. His method of classifying plants is used all over the world. Many scientists have contributed to the study of classification. You know that living things include plants and animals. We find a variety of plants and animals in our surroundings, from microorganisms to large beasts. Classification of plants: flowering and non-flowering plants. Try this. Place a piece of bread in a box and shut the lid tightly. Open the box after 2 or 3 days. What do you see? You see cotton-like growth on the bread. It is called a mold. In the rainy season, you may have also seen little white or brown umbrellas growing on or under trees or on garbage heaps. They are called mushrooms. The important difference that we can easily see between plants like molds and mushrooms and plants like the hibiscus and chrysanthemum is the former do not bear flowers. Plants that do not bear flowers are called non-flowering plants. Spirogyra, ferns, funguses are other examples of non-flowering plants. Chrysanthemum, hibiscus bear flowers. They are called flowering plants. Other examples of flowering plants are mango, dhatura and queen of the night, means Ratrani. Periwinkle, the 4 o'clock plant, jasmines like jay, jui, mogra. Classification of plants based on flowering. Plants can be classified according to the differences in the height of their stems and their branches. Trees. Plants that grow very tall and have strong hard stems or trunks are called trees. Observe the stems of plants like the mango, banyan and coconut trees. Note the similarities and differences you see in their trunks. These trees grow tall. The mango, the banyan have strong, hard trunks. They have many branches which branch out again many times over. The branches bear leaves. Such trees have a leafy, rounded appearance. The coconut and the palmyra palms also have strong, hard stems but do not have branches. Leaves grow only at the top of the stem. Plants with such stems grow very tall. Shrubs. Observe the height of plants like the orange, lemon, hibiscus or oleander. How tall are they? Ordinarily, these are plants of medium height and are up to 2 to 3 meters tall. Such plants are called shrubs. Shrubs too have hard, strong stems. The stems begin to branch out close to the ground. Plants of medium height with strong, hard stems are called shrubs. Climbers and creepers. Observe the stems of plants like the bitter gourd, sponge gourd, cucumber, pumpkin and the grapevine. We see that they grow on a support or spread along the ground. Plants having weak stems that grow on supports are called climbers or creepers. Herbs. Observe the stems of plants like lemongrass, basil, Bengal gram, chili, sesame. Their stems are soft and flexible. They are 1 to 1.5 meters tall. Such plants with soft and flexible stems are called herbs. Thus, we have classified plants based on stems as trees, shrubs, creepers or climbers, and herbs. Plants can be classified on the basis of the natural length of their life cycle. Perennials. Try to find out how many years trees like mango, banyan, coconut, peepal, neem live. How many years do they bear flowers and fruits? These plants live and bear flowers and fruits for many, many years. Plants like ferns too live for many years. Plants that live for many years are called perennials or perennial plants. Biennials. Plants like radishes, carrots, and beetroot complete their life cycle in 2 years. They bear flowers and fruits only once. After that, they are seen to dry up and wither away. They are called biennials. Annuals. The sunflower, marigold, jowar, bajra complete their life cycle in 1 year. They bear flowers and fruit only once. After that, they dry up. These plants are called annuals. Thus, we have classified plants based on their life cycle as perennials, biennials, and annuals. Classification of animals. Wild and domestic animals. You know that dogs and cats are classified as domestic animals and tigers and lions as wild animals. What are the other ways of classifying animals? Other ways: unicellular and multicellular animals. The amoeba and paramecium are unicellular animals. The bodies of animals like the ant, mouse, elephant, fish are made up of many cells. They are called multicellular animals. Thus, animals can be classified as unicellular or multicellular animals. Terrestrial, aquatic, and amphibious animals. Animals like the horse, fox, or cat who live on land are called terrestrial animals. Fish, jellyfish, octopus live in water. They are called aquatic animals. But the frog, tortoise, crocodile can live both on land and in water. They are called amphibious animals. This is how animals are classified on the basis of their habitat, that is, the place where they live. Classification of animals based on habitat. Vertebrate and invertebrate animals. If you draw a finger down the middle of your back, you will feel a chain of bones. Each of these bones is called a vertebra, and this chain is called the vertebral column, means the backbone. Depending on whether an animal has or does not have a vertebral column, it is classified as a vertebrate or invertebrate animal. Animals that have a vertebral column are called vertebrate animals. Like man, some other vertebrate animals are fish, frogs, lizards, snakes, chameleons, sparrows, crows, rabbits, monkeys, elephants. Animals like amoeba, worms, earthworms, snails, crabs, cockroaches, butterflies do not have a vertebral column. Animals that do not have a vertebral column are called invertebrate animals. As compared to vertebrates, invertebrates have less developed brains. Classification of animals based on the vertebral column. Classification based on body covering. Vertebrates can be classified based on the type of their body covering too. Generally, the skin protects an animal's body. Vertebrates have an additional covering for protection. It may be made of scales, hair, or feathers. Thus, vertebrates may be classified into three groups, as animals with scales, with hair, or with feathers. Animals like fish, snakes, lizards, chameleons, tortoises have scales on their bodies. Monkeys, bears have bodies covered with hair. This hair is called fur. Eagles, kites, parrots, peacocks have feathers. Classification of animals based on body covering. Oviparous and viviparous animals. A sparrow lays eggs and hatches them. In a few days, the sparrow's young ones break the eggs and come out. The growth of a cat's young one first takes place inside the cat's body. When this growth is complete, the cat gives birth to kittens. Based on the mode of reproduction, animals may be classified into two types. Those that are hatched out of eggs, that is, oviparous animals, and those that give birth to young ones, that is, viviparous animals. Classification of animals based on mode of reproduction. Oviparous, viviparous. Thus, we can remember plants and animals by classifying them in many different ways.